September 14th, 2023. I received one of the hardest phone calls I've ever received. The phone call was my mother, and I was at a corporate event celebrating an award with a colleague and friend of mine. And in the middle of the celebration, the phone rings and it's my mother. I knew something was off because my mother and father, both being corporate folks, retired from corporate America, they understand. They don't typically call you during the daytime. They might text you during the day, but they typically won't call unless it's an emergency or something of that nature. So when my mother called me and told me to hold on and then and conferenced all of my brothers in, I noticed somebody was missing. And that's when we found out that my eldest sibling, Ronald, had died by suicide. Yeah, it was hard. As a mental health advocate, as a suicide prevention advocate, as someone who has made prevention and care and concern for others in the mental health space part of their work and their life's journey, it was hard to know that my brother lost that fight, but he was fighting. But he lost that fight. I wasn't concerned about the reasons why. I wasn't concerned about the how. I was concerned that my brother's not here, but more importantly, what happens to some of us is the overwhelming guilt. I felt guilty. I didn't talk to my family about suicide. I talked to y'all about it. You don't bring work home all the time. You don't want to always do that. But in the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He's still not here. I understand that guilt might be a natural response, but it's inappropriate given the circumstances. My guilt didn't last long, but he still feel guilty. You feel like you wanted to do something, and many of us have felt that way with those of our loved ones, or those if we've lost somebody in the same manner. What's often not talked about suicide is what happens to those who are suicide loss survivors or who are suicide attempt survivors, and how does the world keep going on after somebody has gone in such a tragic manner? I don't know the answer, folks. I'll tell you what really blessed me. What blessed me was my friends, my family, more importantly. But what was so shocking was the people at Clayco, the Clayco Enterprise, the company I work for, were quick to jump, to leap, to give whatever space and time and resources that my family needed in order to bring forth a closure to our situation. We were in need. And people stepped up. And so while I miss my brother, I commemorate him every day by making sure that his memory lives on. I commemorate him every day by making sure that I tell as many people as I can that it's okay to not be okay. I make sure his memory lives on because I'm not afraid to talk about him. I'm not ashamed that he struggled. I'm not ashamed that he had challenges. I talk about the good times, his personality, his smile, how he could make a joke out of anything, how he was always right on cue. I miss my brother. I can't believe it's already been a year. I got a chance to give words at my brother's funeral. Being the youngest out of the 4 boys in my family, it made it difficult. I was always looking up to everybody else. And I just wanted them to be proud of me. And so every day, I'm working so Ronald will be proud of me. Not just him, but I want him to be proud that I kept going, to be proud that we kept moving, proud that we didn't allow his legacy to last, or his life didn't end right there. His life and his legacy continues on. For those of you still here, either as a survivor of an attempt, a survivor of loss, those of you who are just fighting for a reason to stay, no matter what it is, make sure you reach out. Make sure you do whatever you can to get help. Make sure you do whatever it needs. Make sure, and those of us that are around us, make sure nobody around you has to wonder if you love them, has to wonder if you care about them, has to wonder if they picked up the phone if you'd answer. Just make sure you answer the call. And when that person drops into your mind, drops into your heart, make sure you send the text. Make sure you send the call, and the next time it rings, pick it up, and the next time they drop into it, send it, because you never know if it's the text, if it's the call that could save somebody's life. I'm glad you chose and found a reason to stay today. Keep finding reasons to stay. And remember, love, serve, and be kind.